Well, Jeremy, it looks as though Alicia Fox and Cedric Alexander are in fact done. So, if either of them is looking to score on the rebound, I am free for drinks this weekend. But then this Noam Dar character comes along.
Alicia Fox.
Yeah, that guy's very Scottish.
Yep.
Hardcore Scottish accent. Well, everybody, this is episode 27-ish in that area. 28 maybe, I think. I don't know. Well, Go Home podcast for the Go Home shows. The Royal Rumble. Cannot wait. Super stoked. Got a party at my house. Royal Rumble party.
Woo!
Gonna be sweet.
Yes, it will.
And, get some pizza, some wings, watch some wrestling. Pretty good, man. I'm super excited. I don't think I've been this excited, like, through all of 2016 about something.
I know they really built the Royal Rumble up to be something special. If you haven't seen, there's like 8 spots open that people we don't even know,
Mm-hmm.
which is 3 more than I thought it was going to be. And so we'll see what happens. I'm stoked. They're building towards WrestleMania, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say they're building towards WrestleMania, and they've done a good job. Because I don't know who's going to win the Rumble. I have a thought, but I don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
And I also, I don't. The matches, anybody could win these matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Do you have insurance on your TV? Things might be thrown at it.
No, just yell at Chris like I always do when I'm mad.
That's a good idea. Do that.
Well, anyways, RAW and SmackDown. Gonna cover those, then we're gonna go into the Royal Rumble event card, and then we're going to talk a bit more extensively on the match itself. We're gonna be talking any surprise entrants that we're predicting, and we're gonna be doing predictions of who we want to win the Royal Rumble and who we think will actually win the Royal Rumble. So, but got a long way to get to there. A lot of stuff to cover on these here shows. So, Jeremy, Raw, what'd you think?
Overall, a really good show. It was definitely the hallmark of a go home show. The stuff that Hulu showed streamlined it pretty well. So yeah, I thought it was an overall pretty good Raw. What about you?
Yeah, I echo that sentiment. There wasn't too much that I didn't like or could have done without. I thought for the most part it was pretty good. Goldberg concussed himself silly. I'm pretty sure he busted his head open on the door and stuff, and seemed a little loopy. And he played it off like he was emotional from the crowd giving him a warm welcome. So props to him for
He tried to
trying to recover. Definitely. But I'm pretty sure he he rattled his cage a little bit. But
after he was able to reset himself, he did a pretty good job
for sure
for what he needed to do.
Yeah, like when Lesnar came out and he started yelling at him and calling him out and stuff like that. That was pretty awesome. But overall, what worked for me, I thought the opening was pretty good. I liked that. The whole situation with Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins and that match, I really liked that match.
It was the best. I think for my money, it was the best match of both shows. It was just a really good match. So thanks, Raw. That was a really nice way to start things off.
It was. I really enjoyed it.
And it's one of those. And I think that this is mostly storyline match, but the match was so good that I think we just forget about the storyline, which I think most of the time needs to happen. Whereas we have these other storyline matches like the Roman Reigns U.S. title match with Jericho. That was pure story. Mm-hmm. There really wasn't much offense or anything in it. There were some good shots and stuff, and the end was good.
Yeah.
The Chris Jericho hanging from the shark cage, Superman punching him, that was cool. But everything else, all the other matches were just storyline, even though this was storyline. And I believe it actually opens up what might happen at Royal Rumble. And I'll get to that later.
Okay.
But what else worked for you for
Raw? I'm kind of drawing a blank for some reason, but Oh gosh, why don't you go ahead and say what you want? For some reason, I just kind of lost my train of
I
thought.
think just the best thing about Raw was the Seth Rollins Sami Zayn match. There were some really good spots. These guys know each other real well, so they could go into the ring and put on an amazing show, no matter what. I'm just trying to think that it's funny because it's a better Raw than what they've had, but there wasn't a whole lot of meat to it.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't care for was the interviews with Charlotte and Bailey. Bailey's not a great. Is not a great actress. She's very not stiff, but she's very high school drama
Mm.
esque. And so when I listen to her, it's like I don't care what you're saying because all I can think of is watching a high school play, and there's no real emotion behind it. There's no real. And the crazy thing is when you watch that one in the interview that Graves had with Charlotte, you could tell that Graves took on Bailey's high schoolness, and he kind of seemed a little like, oh man, this is just a monologue or a dialogue. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
a dialogue between two high school students. But when when he was interviewing Charlotte, it was a little better, even though Charlotte kind of seemed a little not off, but um, still a little high schooly. My least favorite thing is Charlotte cannot say pay per view. It's pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's pay per view? You look at a piece of paper and that's how you watch the show? Because every time she said pay per view, I was like, pay per view.
Yeah, you're looking at it as like a view of a paper.
Yeah. And so every time she said that, I think the outside of the Rollins Zayn match, the second interesting thing was the Strowman Big Show stare down.
Mm.
What did you think about that?
I thought that was very interesting. It has me. It piqued my interest as to what that could lead to, whether it, that's building toward a match at Fastlane or a confrontation at the Rumble because they're both in it. So, sorry folks, my throat's all gunked up, allergies and all that. Claritin hasn't kicked in yet. Yeah, don't like Zyrtec. Zyrtec makes you too drowsy. I'm a Claritin guy. Claritin clear, folks. Give me money, Claritin. But yeah, it piqued my interest to see what's happening, and I always liked Big Show. He's like, how can you not like Big Show? Come on, And so, dude looks in great shape, like he said, he hasn't weighed, this less, he hasn't been in this great shape since like 1999 or something, like, he was saying. He's like, yeah, he's like, I feel great. And he looks great, he worked real hard and looks in pretty good shape. And so, yeah, that's really got me interested to see what that's going to lead to, if anything. And, even though the segment was kind of iffy, the one thing I loved about it was handsome Rusev. Like,
yeah.
That was funny. Like, that was, and like the way he kind of like slicked his hair back when he said, he's like, I don't say I am handsome Rusev. Like, I liked that. That was funny. And
I liked the whole bit when they're just making Titus to look like an idiot.
yeah,
But that worked for me because he was like, we have 8 people here. We can put on 8 man. There's 4 of you and 4 of us. And Xavier's like, wait. There's 5 of us, first of all. Second of all, yes, there's 4 of you, but
one
Lana.
of you is Lana.
And then the crowd popped for Lana. They want to see her. And she's been training with the NXT ladies recently. She's been down there doing house shows and stuff. I really want to see her in the ring.
Interesting.
I don't know if they're gonna do what they're gonna do or if they're gonna do anything, but I'm really interested in see her in the ring. But that was really funny. He was like, "You got 4, but there's Lana."
Yeah.
And a huge pop, and then who's your 4th? And then Braun Strowman comes out. It's like, oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and people are really growing on Braun Strowman, so
Yeah.
And so he got a big pop and stuff like that. So that match, this match was kind of short.
A lot of the matches.
Braun won. He got the pinfall for this. And yeah, the Cesaro, I don't know, whatever we're calling him, just Cesaro Sheamus, I guess. But I think they should call them like the European Union or something. Give them like an actual name instead of just Cesaro and Sheamus.
I just thought the Odd Couple would be fun.
The Odd Couple, yeah, even that one. Come on, and keep their dual entrance like it is. They don't need to do it because I like it. They don't need to do their own
Melody.
theme song and their own, Titantron thing. The mixing of their entrances I like. So, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I don't know why we're getting yet another combination of them versus the club. It's like they want to do every combination possible between these four guys. But I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense in like, well, we need to build momentum and heat for this feud, and we need time to fill on Raw, so we'll just keep mixing and matching these. So I can't really fault it too terribly much because I get it. But yeah, it was just kind of funny. I was just like, oh yeah, another possible combination of this. But the match for the Rumble, we have a very interesting stipulation for the tag team title match, Jeremy. What is it?
2 referees.
2 referees.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I don't know if I have either.
But it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know if they're both going to be in the ring or if one's going to be in the ring, one's going to be out of the ring to watch to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Hulu didn't have that match, so I don't really know other than the 2 referees. But also, it's also going to be on the pre-show, and so seeing that it's on the pre-show, do you think that Sheamus and Cesaro will drop the tag team titles?
I don't know. I don't think they will. I don't think it's time. But but who knows? I certainly don't because I don't work for the WWE.
And like
and you don't because you don't work for WWE. So
and like I said, it's one of those things. It's like I don't think that since it's on the pre-show and like Royal Rumble is going to be 1,000 hours long.
It's going to be
long.
This is going to be like Survivor Series. This is going to be really long.
And so the pre-shows, I don't really care about the Sasha Banks Nia Jax match, to be honest. But I do care about the Cesaro Sheamus and Gallows Anderson match if Gallows and Anderson win. Gallows and Anderson needs to win the titles.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think they will here. I don't know what's going to happen. With the 2 referees, it's going to be probably still be a weird finish. Or if both I can see maybe Gallows or Anderson pinning Sheamus or Cesaro, and then vice versa. Like they'll do a double tag, and both referees will do the pinfall for either one, and then be like, you both win type thing. I could see that happening because it just there's shenanigans. It's shenanigans all about.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So yeah, very interesting situation developing there.
Yep.
I actually liked the Nia Jax Sasha Banks thing that went down on Raw. Did you see?
Nope.
No.
That's probably why I don't care.
Yeah.
The problem is I think all these with the Banks and Jax feud is if Hulu doesn't show it, I'm not going to care about it.
Yeah, because you don't see it. So,
Nope.
But yeah, Nia Jax came out, cut a promo talking about how she beat the boss and that Sasha's nothing and stuff like that, and she's broken, she's a loser, blah blah blah, all that. And then Sasha came out, got in the ring, and then just started wailing on Nia Jax with her crutch and stuff. And then she was showing that her knee is better and she's fine and stuff like that. So, and I was like, all right. And I actually do care about this match. I'm interested to see if it leads to a feud that I will enjoy.
Sure.
So, pardon me, yet again. So yeah, I am interested to actually see that because that thing, that segment, I really liked. But yeah, anything else about Raw that we didn't talk about yet, or that we missed? Or?
KO was a joy on commentary during the Jericho and Roman Reigns match. He was really funny and really articulate, which was really good. It's really nice because some of the guest commentators haven't been great lately, but he was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of I don't know if it was at the end of that fight or later on, we find out that it's going to be a no DQ match, which I think I'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it when we talk about our predictions for our Rumble because I think it has implications, and I think so does. I think what happened in the Sami Zayn Rollins match has implications to this match.
Okay.
Too, and so I'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay.
But yeah, there's nothing else on Raw. I mean, the Goldberg stuff, like I saw him bleeding, and I had heard about it before that he had hurt himself on the lockers or whatever door he hit. Um, but I didn't, that wasn't the first thing I thought of when he came out and was just stumbling over his words. I just thought, the crowd riled him up a little bit too much. But once I was watching some other stuff, it made me realize maybe he was a little uh, staggered by that. And so now he's stopped. He said he's gonna stop doing the his pre-match ritual, which is good because he's an older gentleman. He shouldn't necessarily be banging his head up against a wall anymore. And so yeah, it was really good. Having those two come out, having Brock Lesnar come out, and then Undertaker. They did a good job. What Raw did was they did a great job setting up Royal Rumble, setting up possible matches in the actual match, setting up various different aspects of the Royal Rumble. And so for that, I thought Raw was really, really good. And for me, I don't know, is there anything else you want to talk about Raw?
Yeah, just that ending part when the standoff, the face off between Lesnar and Goldberg. Yeah, I really like that, and I liked the special Suplex City shirt. It was the Cleveland Cavaliers colors, and then the Suplex City, the C for City was the Cavaliers logo, the C.
Oh, I didn't see that part. So, I saw the Cleveland at the bottom. I didn't realize all that.
And so I really like that. That was kind of cool. Just a off-side note, but yeah, they were staring each other down. The crowd was getting into it, and then heard the Undertaker's gong, and I was like, oh snap! And then he appeared, and then they had the three-way standoff, and I was like, oh, I hope they do that at Fastlane or even at Mania, because that I was just like that. Okay, WWE, you planted the seed. If you don't let it grow, if you don't let this grow, man, I'm gonna be I don't know if that's just foreshadowing the Rumble, so them if they're gonna be like the last three in the Rumble or what the deal is, but.
Or if that's a future, I think you were getting ready to say WrestleMania match. Because we've heard that Vince has put together something that everybody would like to see, and that's something I think everybody would like to see.
Yeah, and like Dave Meltzer said that he's seen the supposed planned card that they, that they're running with at the time, that they're currently going to run with, and he said that he thinks a lot of people will in fact like it, and he thinks that it will be. Very interesting. So, yeah, I thought that was a great way to close out the show. Like, that crowd just went absolutely bananas. Like, it was pretty crazy.
So, if there's nothing else, how many out of 5 Stone Cold IPAs would you give this episode of Raw?
I would give this home show. The Go Home Show. I think I would give it a 3. I think it definitely. Of the new year, this has definitely been the best Raw. I think, in my opinion, of the new year, and. Had that stinker 2 weeks ago, and then it got better last week, and then this week it's been even better. So that's a good progression. It's building to a really good crescendo going into the Rumble. So yeah, totally. Give it 3 for sure.
I would give it a 3.5 just because of the Zayn Rollins match. It was it's the best match of the two episodes, in my opinion. Like I said, I didn't get to see some of the other stuff, like I think, was it Neville and Cedric Alexander?
Yeah.
Did they have a match? I wanted to see that match.
Or, no, they just beat each other up.
Oh, is that all it was?
Or no, Cedric Alexander, not Rich Swann. I get so many of those cruiserweights mixed up for some reason.
It's hard.
But,
because they really screwed that up. And
yeah, I just fast forwarded through all the cruiserweight stuff.
Did you?
So yeah,
that's what I heard other people did too, which is too bad. And it also sounds like 205 Live might be coming to an end in the near future, or revamped or something, because it's not doing well on the network. But I think they also have to realize it's also on Hulu, and so I don't know if they're taking any of those numbers into play or not. But anyway, for me, yeah, it's a 3.5. The Rollins Zayn match was really, really well done. The ending of the Jericho Reigns match was fun to watch, and even Jericho himself was on top of his game, and Jericho was really, really good too. And then the stare down, because Vince McMahon loves big sweaty men.
Yes.
Which, when you actually look at the Royal Rumble list itself, the only small people really are are. I mean, there's like one or two from Raw, but most of the smaller people are from SmackDown, like Dean Ambrose and Miz and Ziggler. Everybody else has kind of got a bigger physique to them, and so it's an interesting Royal Rumble. It's like the biggest. I wonder if they should have kept. What they need to do is go back to each Royal Rumble and like calculate how much weight, like every
what
wrestler.
weight they were billed at, and
Yeah,
then calculate how heavy.
I would say that this is probably the heaviest.
Probably.
But we also have to realize that Georgie Animal Steel and all that stuff have been in Royal Rumbles and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, it's a big Royal Rumble, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that was Raw for this week, and so we moved from Raw to SmackDown Live, and I don't know how you want to talk about this. They kind of did the Raw format, sort of.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
The bookends, if you will. Even though the first part of the bookends was really short with Daniel Bryan. I love Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't care, which is great.
Yeah.
He wants to wrestle, and so he's taking the paycheck right now, and I don't know what's going to happen when his contract is up or what, but eating the apple and all that stuff, just screwing over Miz. It's fun to watch, and I think we said a couple months ago, or at least I did, that we wanted to see a lumberjack match.
We had a lumberjack match.
We had a lumberjack match.
This was my favorite thing about SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel, but
I agree.
The lumberjack match to end the show, that was my favorite thing.
Yeah, it was really good. Like they even opened it up with a pretty decent match. Orton and Harper. It was a really good match.
I liked it a lot. Yeah, I thought it was very good.
But then they ended it on the lumberjack match, which was, we don't see lumberjack matches. I don't know when the last one was, but this was really well done, and the Miz did a great job playing up the heel lumberjacks, like, why aren't you doing your job and stuff like that, which was really good, and all those guys did an amazing job. Anyway, what did you think about SmackDown Live?
Thought it was very very good. I don't know if I liked this or Raw better, because I thought they were both pretty good, but yeah, I liked Dolph Ziggler again. I like showing his furious streak. He beat Kalisto pretty quick. He did the springboard jump and then he super kicked him. I thought that was a good spot.
That was a good spot.
That was really cool. Oh man, I just had something else. But the promo battle between Cena and Styles. Building their even though they're kind of repeating some of the same stuff, it's like, oh, I worked hard to get here. Oh, you busted on the indies. Yeah, I know, but I've been here, running the place for 15 years. They're repeating a lot of the same stuff, but just because they're both delivering the lines with a lot of passion, and this rivalry is really heated. I think it totally works. So I'm okay with that. I really dug that. What about you? What else did you like?
Yeah, the AJ Styles Cena thing makes me hate Cena more. It makes me feel, and the reason why is because Cena, yeah, okay, he's built his name through the last decade, but he's a douche about it. And I think AJ is not really saying, I've been in indies, I've blah 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 blah. He said that, but it's more of a, you're disrespecting me, and I agree with it. Like, this whole storyline is about John Cena disrespecting AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. And when they showed the clip from the Today Show, that guy from Atlanta, I'm going to assume that they told Tamara to say that guy from Atlanta, because it makes for good TV and it makes for good wrestling fodder, which I thought that was really fun. I thought that part was really fun. But yeah, it is that. And so for this whole segment, just makes me hate John Cena more. I don't hate him as a person right now, but as a character, I want AJ Styles to win. The sad thing is, I don't think AJ Styles is going to win.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's how I felt about that. I agree with you. The Kalisto Dolph Ziggler match, Kalisto's escape from the clothesline was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kalisto is impressing me. He's impressed me a lot, but he's really impressing me as of late. That spinning, that super kick to the spinning whatever thingy thing it's called was really good. The Orton Harper thing was really really good. What's going to happen next?
Mm.
You know, Bray, Sister Abigail, Luke, and so what's going to happen after that? What do you think? What do you think's going to happen?
I think there will be a wedge further driven, you know, over a couple more shows, over one or probably two more, maybe even three more episodes of SmackDown, and further driving Harper away, to the point of no return, and then that's when the Viper will strike. That's what I think.
That's probably that's a good thought, and we always have Rowan coming back. Something will probably happen there. It's interesting. We'll find out in the Royal Rumble what happens when they're if and when they're in the same part of the ring. What did you think of Mickie James' in-ring interview?
I liked it. She was basically saying that she's kind of a Neville thing, kind of like, oh, you just automatically forgot everything I did, just because all these new chicks came in, and like so and she was saying like, well, Alexa's the only one who seemed to respect my legacy and stuff like that, and so. But yeah, I wonder if she's gonna turn on Alexa though and take the title, go after the title or what the deal is. But yeah, it's got me very intrigued and I like it. And I thought that it was some good heel heat. And when Becky's music went off, the crowd popped. So people, were really excited for it. That it seems like they it didn't seem like they were just like, oh, whatever, I don't care. It's not like when cruiserweight stuff happens and they sometimes just kind of tune out. It really seemed like they actually did. It seems like they really do. Like they're into it, like they're invested. So I thought that was good. And what about you? What were your?
She annoyed me a little bit, but it seems like they're doing a switch, not like a heel turn or anything, but a switch from Becky and Alexa feud to Becky and Mickie, whereas Alexa looks like she's going to feud with Naomi, which I'm fine with. I think Naomi definitely deserves. Naomi deserves the championship. I think more than some of the other ladies because she's very athletic. She's very good in the ring.
Yeah, and she seems like a good soldier. Like she
Yes.
seems like hey, I'm here to do my job. I'm here to do whatever, whatever is required of me. Whatever the boss has asked me to do, I'll do it.
Yeah. And so I don't even give it to her for a little bit. I think Mickie will probably end up having it for a little bit too. I don't know about the Mickie and Alexa fighting, but I think eventually that could happen. It would be cool. It would be cool to have several other. It would have been cool to have some of the older guard of the female wrestlers come back and be like, "Listen, this whole women's revolution. What about us?
Yeah.
Not just Mickie James. I think what they're doing with her is great. She's absolutely right. All of a sudden we have this women's revolution, this quote unquote women's revolution, and she has every right to come in to say, hello.
Yeah, it's a fantastic storyline thing. Like it really is. It's a good starting off point.
So yeah, that aspect of that I really like. I like the whole jumping of Becky Lynch from Alexa and stuff. That was really really cool. And Mickie just kind of dropping the mic on her. That was really really cool. The James Ellsworth and Carmella segment. We get a little bit of flash of The Godfather. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah,
the Ellsworth Presley comment was funny. What are you, Sami Zayn? I thought it was a cute little fun segment.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was just like, I'm sure some people will think this is stupid, and I'm sure some people like, I don't know if I'm just easy to impress or I think juvenile dumb stuff is funny. Both of those probably are true. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a cute, a funny little segment, like, because I was just like, oh great, yeah, like I wasn't like that. Like I was just kind of like, I was actually kind of hoping that they would like go to some, when it's like, oh yeah, we're going shopping. I was just like, oh, I hope they do like a goofy shopping thing,
Yep.
And they did, and it was pretty funny, and Carmella, You fine, just saying. That outfit was very becoming. And but yeah, like when he was dressed when he was dressed up as the Godfather, that was very funny. That got me.
When he started to do
Yeah.
the hoe train thing, and she's like, the no train.
Yeah.
That was really
Yeah,
funny.
and then she's like, I'm gonna pick out your clothes, and I was like, and what did I say like last week or 2 weeks ago? I was like, he's gonna come out dressed up like Mike the Situation from Jersey Shore or something,
And he did.
and he pretty much was,
Absolutely
yeah,
did.
all jerseyed out and stuff like that. So
With the fist pump and everything. You were 100% accurate on that.
I know, like I thought that was really funny. So I can't wait to see where that further leads,
Yeah.
because I think this is a very funny, like, and I still want to know what her end game is with him, because we still don't know. So
No. I mean, she keeps saying, "Oh, you're cuter than." Oh, I can't remember who she said.
I think she said you're cuter than Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn,
Because
that's right,
she's
yeah.
like, Plaid, what are you, Sami Zayn? He was like, I think Sami looks cool. And she's it's like, yeah, but you're way cuter than, like, yeah, like, I'm wondering what this whole end game is.
Yeah, there's got to be something at the end of that, or at least it should be. And so one of the other. I mean, I think we could talk about SmackDown all day long because they put together a show that is just so well written and so well kind of choreographed. And so my favorite thing about SmackDown Live for the last several weeks is the feud between Nikki and Natalya. It actually might be my as of right now. I know we're early on in the year. It's my favorite feud of the year. I could care less about everybody else. I like that they just hate each other so much they're just going to beat each other up. And so when we see the interview and Natalya kind of jump her in behind and ram her face into her face, that was really fun. The truck, and then we think we're getting a match between Naomi and Natalya, and instead Nikki's attacking Natalya backstage. I like it. I like where it's going. I don't know where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
We do have Elimination Chamber in like 3 weeks, which is crazy.
Which I like.
That's right.
I like it
so
a lot.
I don't know if we're gonna get a match there, like a final match there, or what. But
I feel like this is something. I feel like this is a WrestleMania quality.
It should be
feud.
Yeah, absolutely. But also with the Natalya and Naomi thing, we get Naomi calling people. Anybody want to come back? I came here to wrestle. What did you think of what happens?
Alexa Bliss came out and dissed her, man.
Big time. She did really.
Alexa
really
diss. Yeah, she did a good job of looking like a total B word.
She did. A Bliss?
Yeah. She's a total bliss. Actually, I almost accidentally said it. But yeah, she was just so mean. Yeah, it was good. Like, the crowd started booing her when she started talking Naomi and stuff, and I was like, when that happened, I was just like, yeah, I could get behind this feud. I totally dig it, man, for sure. And and I think the match will be really good because Naomi's wicked.
Yes.
Wicked in the ring match. She can do some really athletic, awesome stuff. And her entrance is, is really cool. It's funny because JBL is usually like, oh, great, this guy, or, oh, come on. But even then, he's just like, feel the glow, and stuff. And he's just like, oh, god dang, I love this. And it's so funny.
He actually said, do you think me and Ron could have done that entrance? That's funny. Funny JBL is best JBL.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that was really, really, really good. I totally agree with you. Naomi is one of the most underrated talents that WWE has right now. And they need to use her more. And I hope that this is a push in the right direction. I do want to see this feud. I do want to see them wrestle. So.
Yeah, but I just had to point that out because I thought it was so funny that he's usually, like, she's like, oh, great, it's that lunatic again, Morrow, come on. And then Naomi comes out and he's just like, oh, all right, feel the glow. And he's just like, he's even Jerk right. JBL admits, like, oh, that's such a cool entrance. Like, I just thought that was funny.
It was funny. But we also earlier on we also had a 10-man over the top kind of Royal Rumble type thing that was super super quick.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that Mojo Rawley is going to go into the Royal Rumble. I had a thought. I thought it would be really cool I thought it would be really cool and funny since Zach is on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and he's back in the gym, and so he's a little bit.
He's got a brace on. He's walking around.
And so he's in a position where he could be on screen, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it would be funny that Mojo and Kurt Hawkins fight for Zach's affection.
Because he was an edgehead with
Yeah.
Zach.
And so what I want to see happen is that happen, and then eventually he and Kurt get back together as a tag team when he's all fine, and then Mojo go off to be I want to see him as a heel eventually, but start off as a singles competitor. I just thought that'd be funny. Zach is okay right now. He could sit in a wheelchair,
Yeah,
get his paycheck,
yeah.
and then do a Mojo Kurt Hawkins feud. That would be fun.
That would totally be funny. Bring him out, bring Zach out, and be on commentary for the matches and stuff like that. Maybe do like a best of 3, like, whoever wins the best of 3 will become Zach's, will be Zach's tag team partner or something.
And then Zach can choose the kind of matches, or Zach can choose the kind of matches.
He was doing air quotes.
Yeah, I was using air quotes. Like, obviously, WWE would come up with them, but like Zach would talk to him and be like, "All right, here's the deal. We're gonna be best out of 3 or however many. This is you're gonna do a ladder match. You're gonna do some cage match, and you're gonna do some other kind of match. And best out of those is gonna be my new tag team partner. That would be cool. I think it would be fun.
That would be fantasy booking.
That's right. So we get to the last match, the lumberjack match. Is there anything else you want to say about that? Is there anything we didn't touch on?
I liked that whenever Ambrose, he always would get thrown out by the heels, and then they would start beating him up and then throw him in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love eventually he was just like, screw it! And then he just started attacking all them. Like the second he stood up and they would go after him, he would just start attacking them. And it kind of looks like they're planting a seed for a Baron Corbin Dean Ambrose feud, which I am totally for.
Yep, I agree.
And so just everything about it, I was just like, lumberjack match, like it's happening, like for real, like. And like, oh yeah, it was great. Like I absolutely loved it. And like I was just saying, the parts when he would go out and then he was just like, screw it, and he would just start attacking everybody and all that. Like that was great. And I love how the Miz, would just like look at like Baron and the Fashion Police and the Ascension. He's like, come on, you got to get on him when I throw him out and stuff like that. And yeah, I liked it, man. There were some great spots in here. Like the way he was doing trying to do the skull crushing finale, and Ambrose did like the loopy round, like dirty deeds thing to end it. Like, that was cool.
Yeah.
What about you?
I agree. It was great storytelling. Like you said, they not only teased a Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose feud, which would be really, really well done. And I think that's where they need to start Baron in the IC picture. I think that he could eventually become the Intercontinental Champion. I totally agree with you there. But also the continued story being told between the Miz and Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
And I know every time the Miz is in the ring, he is doing Daniel Bryan's moveset, which is twofold. One, great for the story that is going on between there, but also a great homage. I don't know I don't know how the relationship is, but it's a great homage to one of the greatest wrestlers I never got to see wrestle, because since I came back, he retired and all that. I never got to see him wrestle, and to see his move set and to see him use they called it the Psycho Knee towards the end there. It's interesting. It's interesting storytelling. I want to know where, like, if this is just going to be the thing, or if this pans out. Because it sounds like everybody but
WWE's doctors have cleared him.
Yeah. WWE's doctors have cleared him. And I understand that. They want to be safe with their talent. They want the money out. They don't want him to die. I get that.
Yeah. And I'm sure even though we give Vince a lot of crap, and deservedly so, I feel like things like this are some instances where his heart totally is in the right place, and he's not all just like, money sign eyes, like, cha-ching, ha-ha, I feel like this is one thing where he's like, hey, you did your part, you gave your body for the business, and if something really, really bad happens to you, that's gonna be on my conscience, and you've given so much to the biz, so like that this is one of the few instances where I totally understand, and partly agree with Vince. But yeah, like the continued feud going on with him and Daniel Bryan, this sort of, like I talked about several months ago, it's like a reverse of the the over babyface wrestler that the crowd loves in Stone Cold going up against the evil, conniving, heel general manager is the flip of that.
Mm-hmm.
Where the general manager is the babyface everybody loves, and the authority figure is the good guy, and then the heel is the conniving jerk. So it's kind of a fun reverse of that. So I don't know if it's just in as much as that, or if it is like gonna lead up to something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it like you said, it is good that they're continuing it, and it's really good because he totally, the character of the Miz seems like the type of guy who just can't let something go, and he's just like, I'm doing the yes thing, and he's like, yeah, Daniel, I'm doing it again, stop me, kind of, he's like a little kid, when you're like, hey, don't go bother, that you know don't touch the oven, it's on, and the kid's just like, touching the knobs, like, oh, I'm touching the oven,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So but yeah, totally agree.
Awesome. So I don't know. Is there anything else about SmackDown Live you want to talk about?
I can't think of anything. I don't
I
think.
think that was pretty much it. There was, like I said, there was a really good. It was a really good match. It was a decent show. Out of 5 Stone Cold IPAs, what would you give it?
This I would give it a 3.5. I think. Just because even though there was a couple things on Raw I could have done without, and I thought was just like, that wasn't as great, but whatever. Like this for me consistently was better. So like everything seemed to really hit the mark or come really close. So yeah, I think I'd give SmackDown a 3.5.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3.5 as well. I watched I watched somebody review it as well, and they were like, "Yeah, it's a safe show." And the more we talked about it, the more I'm like, it was a safe show, mostly because they have their own pay-per-view in a couple weeks, and so they've got to save a lot for it, and for the next couple weeks. And so for Raw, they could show their whole hand right now.
Yeah.
Because they're building towards the Rumble. The Rumble is their next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Fastlane after that, it'll be.
Yeah, because SmackDown is 3 weeks or something like that until, and Raw has a whole month.
Yeah.
Until Fastlane, so.
Yeah, and so just to say that SmackDown was safe, yes, it did set up Royal Rumble things. Yes, it was safe, but it was still a really good show.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad save.
No, it wasn't a bad save. You're absolutely right. There wasn't. I mean, there was progression, but it wasn't. You know what? There was a lot more progression than we think. Like I said, with the feuds between Alexa and Becky kind of taking a twist. Now it's Becky and Mickey, and possibly Alexa and Naomi. And so we have that. It was a great show. I would give it a 3.5 as well.
Cool. Well, that was this week's Raw and SmackDown, folks. But wait, there's more. We have the Royal Rumble predictions. Jeremy, the event card, please.
All right, right now we got 2 pre-game shows or pre-match shows. We have.
You mean pre-show matches?
Pre-match shows. Did I say that?
You said pre-match shows.
Sorry, pre-show matches. Ugh.
Ah.
Cesaro and Sheamus versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Do you want to go through them each one, or how do you want to do it? Just say them all?
Yeah, we could just
go through them.
Yeah, say one and then we'll
talk about it.
Yeah,
okay.
We could just do that.
I think that's what we usually do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cesaro and Sheamus versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
We'll do the Rumble last though.
You know what I mean? You don't want to do the Wikipedia the way it's at. Anyway, that's fine. Who do you think is going to win and why?
I think Cesaro and Sheamus will still be the champions. I just don't think they're ready to take them off yet. I just feel like this feud needs, I don't know, it needs something. I don't exactly know what. It just really needs something. Whether it's going to be confusion between Cesaro and Sheamus, and they're going to, start to doubt each other again, or, start feuding again, or what the deal is, or, if Gallows and Anderson are finally going to get the big push and they're just going to dominate, or what the deal is. Like, I agree with you that they do need to win the titles and they need to look dominant. I just don't know if this is the time right now or what the deal is. But yeah, I think it will be Cesaro and Sheamus, and I'm really interested if albeit a bit weary of the whole 2 referee situation.
Excuse me. I agree with you. I think Cesaro and Sheamus will win the titles. I think Gallows and Anderson need to win them at WrestleMania, because that would give them a really big push, a very very big push that they absolutely need. So that's my opinion. I do think Cesaro and Sheamus are going to win or going to keep them, and so we go on from there. The second pre-show match.
Yeah, that was
okay.
Right.
My brain is not working apparently. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. Who wins? Caleb.
Nia Jax wins. This isn't going to be just a one-match feud for sure. With the heat they're building between these two, it's not going to be. And I think part of the reason why I'm also so excited for this is because I totally fantasy booked it in my head. When the Sasha Charlotte thing was going on way too long, I was like, no, put Sasha with Nia and then put Bayley with Charlotte, because just do something. And then both of those things ended up happening. So I was like, oh, cool. But mainly because it's just a breath of fresh air, because it's different than Sasha and Charlotte constantly. But yeah, I think Nia wins because I think they're going to want to build Sasha back up, as a kind of main eventer, or just at least get her looking good again. Have her, lose 1 or 2 to Nia and then finally break through and win.
Yep, Jax wins. All right. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Fair.
Because I don't have any thoughts about it. I don't know where they're going to go from here. I do agree with you. It's going to be more than one match. So because there's only 4 females there's only 4 women in the whole division on Raw apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dana Brooke is yet again absent, and they have Alicia Fox doing stupid stuff.
Even stuff she's good at, but you're right.
It is. She is good at it, and she's making the best of it. But it's just like both of those women should be doing something, so throw them in a feud together because they both need to be doing stuff.
Yep.
Anyways.
All right, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, a no disqualification match. Chris Jericho will be suspended from the shark cage. I don't know why they have to say it. It's like a shark cage.
Like a sexy piñata.
Like a very sexy piñata. High above the ring, apparently high above. And this will be for the Universal Championship. Who do you have winning and why?
I had a thought last night, and I think Seth might come out and screw Kev out of the title so Roman wins. I think that could be a big, that could be a possibility since Triple H screwed Seth and anointed KO. I could see Seth being like, you know what? I'm going to stick it to Triple H. I'm going to make sure that KO loses that title to my fellow, my former Shield brother. And I could totally see that happening. I could also see just straight up Reigns losing clean. So I don't know which one though is the thing. Like, I legitimately don't know which one.
Yeah, I think you're right on your the first thing, because the reason why I think that is because why would Seth Rollins lose his Royal Rumble spot to progress the feud between him and Triple H, which will end at WrestleMania, no doubt.
Yeah.
And so this would progress it even further. Seth Rollins comes out, helps his brother in arms, if you will, but also Kevin Owens was given the title by Triple H, and so this would also screw over Triple H. I don't know if we'll see Triple H. We might see him come in after Roman wins, but I absolutely 100% agree with you. Roman Reigns wins this match. Seth Rollins comes in to help him while Chris Jericho is hanging from the shark cage. Why else would they say no disqualification match?
Also had another thought, like about a week or so ago. I think it would be hilarious if they kept Chris Jericho in the shark cage. Yeah, like during the whole Royal Rumble.
Didn't you say that last week?
I think I might have. I couldn't
you said,
remember if I did.
Through the rest of the whole Royal Rumble after.
Yeah, have this match, have the Universal title match go on before, like, have the WWE Championship match, then the Universal Championship match, then the Rumble. And so, like, just have him stay in the shark cage. So he's just like up there, and stuff, and like have him just like every so often like like if Brock comes out, something like that, he's like, "You're lucky I'm not down there, Lesnar," or stuff like that. And then when his music comes out, and stuff like that, he's like, "Yeah," and then they like put the cage down or something like that. Like I think something like that would be
him
fun.
actually being in the Rumble.
Yeah, because he's actually in the Rumble, so.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
He's actually in the Rumble, so I think that would be perfect. Like when it's his time, just lower it
and make him get out,
and then somebody will unlock the cage. I think that'd be funny.
I think it's a great idea. So that's that match. We also have AJ Styles versus John Cena for the WWE World Title. Who do you have winning and why?
I have John Cena winning to finish because it is the first piece of my puzzle of who wins the Royal Rumble and why.
Okay.
So I'll explain it when we get to the Rumble. But yeah, I have John Cena winning for reasons that will be revealed.
Okay. I also have Cena winning, mostly because of the whole 16-time thing. I believe that they're going to make him win it 17 times, and then he's going to ultimately retire, but not really retire. Do the kind of Rock thing or the Undertaker thing where he's away more than he is his year, like he already is. But I think they make him beat Rick's record because it's John Cena.
Yeah.
He's made the company millions of dollars probably by now, and so why not? That's my reason why. No other reason other than
and I really hope that I really hope. I'm Canadian. I really hope they do a double turn. Like people have been.
I agree.
I just think because it's funny. Like they're saying Cena's saying things a heel would say, and Styles is saying things a face would say, but the way they're saying it is different, and so I feel like that's just a good turning point. Do the double turn, and so they're saying the same thing, but now they're saying them differently yet again. So he's saying babyface things like a babyface, and now Cena saying the heel things he's saying, but he's saying it more like a heel. So yeah, I mean, because when you think about it, they are. I mean, John Cena's basically the heel in this anyway, and AJ's basically the face in this feud. So I feel like making it official and doing the double turn, even though people, are just like, it's too late to do it now. We can't do a John Cena heel turn now. And I'm just like, bullcrap. We can. I mean, like, Cena has said that he doesn't want to become complacent. He doesn't want, he doesn't want the audience to become complacent. He doesn't want the audience to get bored with him and with the whole product. So, he wants to turn heel, but he understands why the company won't do it. But he disagrees. He thinks, he's just like, yeah, it would be good. It would be good for a change, but.
Yeah, if there's any time to do it, this would be, one of the most perfect times to do it. Everybody loves AJ. So there are people who like Cena, but I think there would be people who would like Cena more if he was that jerk heel. He's like, I made this company.
I can do what I want.
I'm the best. Totally turn that kind of heel. Which AJ's kind of been like that the past couple months, but John could go in there and do it better. So I totally 100% agree. They need to do a double turn. Anything else about that match?
No.
Okay. Charlotte Flair versus Bayley.
I have Charlotte winning because I think Bayley's going to go over at WrestleMania for the title. So that's what I got.
Yep, I agree. Nothing else to say about that really. I don't know what kind of match they're going to put on, but I totally agree. I think 100%. We also have for the Cruiserweight Championship, we have Rich Swann versus Neville. Who you got and why?
Neville. I like Rich Swann. I like Rich Swann a lot. I just feel like the way they've been building Neville up as the heel of the Cruiserweight division, that it kind of needs to happen. For reasons I can't explain. I don't know. I just feel like it's totally his time.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a shot in the arm that the Cruiserweight needs. Neville is arguably one of the better WWE turned out Cruiserweight. Like that, Neville is great. Neville is very, very good. And so I actually can't wait for this match. I think it'll be great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we also got a match last night. Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi versus Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya. A 6-woman tag team match. What do you think about this match? Who's going to win and why?
I'm excited for it. Was it Backlash? Or what was it?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. I think it was at Backlash or No Mercy. One of those two. There was like a 6 women's, or it might have just been on SmackDown. I can't remember. But there was a 6 women's tag match either on one of those 2 pay-per-views or something. I don't know. I think it was a Backlash for the inaugural women's title. They had the 6 woman elimination match. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And I liked that a lot because sometimes 6-person matches tend to be kind of cluttered and stuff. So, but it wasn't, and this I hope won't be either. I'm a fan of all those women. I think it'll be a really good. They're all feuding with each other and they all hate each other. So I think it'll be a good match, and I'm pleasantly surprised for it. It was a pleasant surprise, definitely.
Will the faces win, or will the heels win?
I think the heels will win. Honestly,
Really?
I honestly feel like the heels will win.
See, for me, I think the faces are going to win because I think they need it more. I think for me, Alexa, Mickey, and Natalia don't need it per se.
Okay. Yeah, I see
think
that.
faces need a win right now.
Okay.
That's just me. But
fair point.
We'll see what happens.
We will see what happens.
Then we come to the 2017 Royal Rumble match.
The Royal Rumble.
So how do you want to do this? You want to talk about, because our friend Ryan, another shout out Ryan, because you talked about how many. I think we did like 3 or 4 shout outs to him last time.
Yeah.
And he asked me how many we did, and I said I think like 3 or 4. So this is your first one, Ryan. Ryan suggested doing who would be first and second in the Royal Rumble, and who would be last in the Royal Rumble. And then we'll obviously talk about who we think is going to win, and our surprise entrance. We get 8 picks. A surprise entrance. There's 22 people already said, and so let's start with who do you think will be number 1?
Who do I think will be number 1? That's good. Gosh, I really didn't. I honestly don't think it matters. It's funny.
I agree.
Because there's so much stuff. I could totally see it being, Seth Rollins.
Even though Seth is out.
Yes. The other guy who took it, Sami Zayn. I could see Sami Zayn being number 1. What about you?
Yeah, Sami Zayn is number 1, and there's reasons why I think that. The reason why is because somebody had tweeted Dave Meltzer about whether or not what was going on with Sami Zayn right now was punishment for heat backstage, which is stupid heat. I don't believe there's heat. I just think, anyway, I think Sami's got a weird personality, and I think there might be some other things going on with Sami's personality, but I think his personality could rub people the wrong way. And so I think that's probably part of his situation. But I think what's going to happen is, I'll go ahead and say my second one too. I think Sami Zayn will be number 1. I think Braun Strowman will be number 2.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think they'll go back and forth for a little bit. I don't know who the third one's going to be, but I think they're going to go back and forth for a little bit. And I think Sami Zayn is ultimately going to be cast out. And now we have Braun Strowman. I don't know who do you know who the longest person in the ring has been? What was?
Rey Mysterio Jr. in 2006. He came in at number 1 and lasted for 62 minutes.
Okay, maybe Strowman number 1 and Sami Zayn second. Because I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to make him look as strong as possible. And I think they put him on early on. And so that's for me is what I think. What you think? Braun Strowman is going to be number 2 too?
Yeah,
as well?
I think they're both going to. I think they'll be the first 2, Sami and Braun. Yeah. Just one last, squashing of Sami Zayn by the hands of Strowman, because Sami's one of the few people who can lose and still come out on top, essentially, because people love him and will never stop loving him.
I agree. Number 30. Who do you think number 30 will be?
Honestly?
Yep.
Number 30 is my surprise, my big surprise pick. Finn Balor.
You think they'll wait 30 to make him come in?
I think that would rival the pop the Undertaker will get. I think it'll be a huge pop. Just hear the, and I think people would go nuts. I mean, they said that he would be on the sideline for about 6 months, and it's been 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, and have him come in at number 30.
Yeah.
I totally feel like this is. I feel like this is a good place to make his comeback, and so I totally feel like I could be totally wrong. Like, I totally could be, and but I feel like this will be the um, the Finn Balor comeback for sure at the Royal Rumble, and it'll be number 30.
Yeah, a lot of people actually are kind of speculating because you're right. The WWE's 6 months is usually 3 to 4.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And so, and Finn looks good, looks pretty good, and so I think you're right. You're close. I think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. A lot of people are actually picking him to win it, so that he can go be the Universal, to go to the Royal Rumble to win the Universal title back. I don't know if I'd go that far. I do think whoever number 30 is going to be a surprise entrant like Finn Balor. I don't know. At first I thought Angle, and then Angle pretty much shot that down and said no. We're not doing the Royal Rumble.
I hope it's a lie.
Yeah, which it could be a lie.
I hope it's a lie to be like, oh, he's not coming to the Royal Rumble. Oh no, he is in the Royal Rumble. It's a surprise entrant. Like, I hope it's that. It's probably not that.
Yeah, and so it could be Angle, but you're right. I don't know. I don't know who 30 is going to be. Finn Balor is a great pick for that. So I think it's going to be a surprise entrant, no matter who it is. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think's going to win? Who do you want to win?
Okay. Who I want to win is I want Finn Balor to come in at number 30 and ultimately win, and then go on to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and win the Universal title back and have Reigns turn heel. So yeah, have Reigns turn heel either leading up. I think I would have him turn heel leading up to that, because going up against Finn Balor for the Universal Championship, he's going to be a heel anyway. I mean, because he's basically kind of a heel already because of the crowd. Although this week his reception seemed better, a bit better. As soon as he name dropped Cleveland, everybody was like, yeah. So yeah, that is what I would do. Like, I want Finn Balor to win. I want him to be the surprise entrant number 30, win the Royal Rumble, go on to main event WrestleMania against Roman Reigns, and win the Universal Championship back. That's mine. What I think is going to happen, like I was saying earlier, I'll explain why I think John Cena is going to win. He wins, he ties Flair, starts to kind of, I don't know if they will do the double turn, or if they will do just, at the very least, a John Cena kind of heel turn, or at least turn him into a tweener kind of anti-hero character or what.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's the champion, and then I honestly could see and think possibly that The Undertaker will win, and then challenge John Cena for the WWE Championship, because that's the WrestleMania match people want. It's the one that they haven't gotten. I think it was like 2006 was the last time they had a match, and it was just like at some throwaway pay-per-view. I don't think it was a big one. It's something, I know Pete, like the guys at What Culture, you and me have talked about, like, you can't always give the fans what they want, because after a while they'll get bored with it. You need to surprise them. This is one thing I think WWE needs to give the fans. These two legends, two all-time greats, that's what I feel. That's what I think will happen is John Cena wins the title, ties Flair, comes a jerk, and then The Undertaker wins the Royal Rumble and then challenges John Cena and gives everybody the WrestleMania match that they want, like super, super bad.
Okay. I can see that happening. My only problem is the reason why Undertaker was on Raw was because he's going to challenge for a Raw title. I'm pretty sure that's what Meltzer has said. Is that's the reason why Undertaker was there, and so I would love to see a John Cena Undertaker match, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But I'm hoping all that stuff is nonsense. But like you have said, Meltzer already knows things about WrestleMania that we don't know, and so it seems like from that statement that a Raw person will win. And since Undertaker kind of came back on Raw, he came back on SmackDown. Then he came back on Raw, and the reason why is because Vince wants him to face a Raw member. And so I think either Strowman or Undertaker will win.
Hmm.
Probably more Undertaker because I believe in everything you said about Undertaker winning. He needs another title shot. I think he wins it at WrestleMania, and then that's it. Even though he said he's not gonna let WrestleMania define him, I think he's going to let WrestleMania define him. He's going to retire this year at WrestleMania with the title, and then I would love to see a tournament. That's me. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
A tournament would be great for this belt. It brings all the other guys who haven't been wrestling for the last 6 months or whatever back on the scene. I think Undertaker is going to win it. I want Finn Balor to win it. I really want Finn Balor to come back. I want to see Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Because the way they set it up before Finn Balor left was really good. And so I'd 100% agree with you on that. I think Undertaker's going to win, but I want Finn Balor to win.
Yeah, and for the record, I would, if they do either of our ideas, whether it's challenging John Cena, Undertaker winning the Rumble, challenging John Cena, or challenging, whoever, if it's still KO, if it's Roman, if, somebody else takes the title at, at Fastlane, because they've done that in the past before, where the pay-per-view before WrestleMania they drop somebody else holds the belt, and so very rarely though. So I'm totally cool with Undertaker winning it. I would not mind in the slightest if. And I think that I think he is too.
Yeah, and I think Undertaker's going to be one of the last ones, 20, between 25 and 30. I think he's going to be one of the later ones because you have to do that in order to have him win because he's a lot older.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens. All right. So is there anything else about the match outside of our possible picks for surprise entrance?
I can't think of anything. I think we pretty much covered it. Yeah, you want to do a couple of surprise entrances?
Yeah, because there's 22 people already in the Royal Rumble. For the last week or so, James Ellsworth has been piping in on Twitter, "Hey, Ellsworth in the Royal Rumble, hashtag blah blah blah." Now, I don't think he's going to be in it.
Yeah.
I think it would be awesome if he was in it. I don't think he's going to be in it. So, do you want to start? I've got 8 guys, and it was hard for me to come up with 8 guys, sort of.
Okay.
Do you want to start and say how many, or say who you think?
Yeah. I just had a few. Okay. Pardon me. I honestly could see Samoa Joe. I totally see him making a. This is just a total fantasy entry. I know it's not going to happen, but I would love to see Kenny Omega. Because I don't think he's still committed to anything or said what he's going to do. I haven't heard anything.
Meltzer seems to think he's going to stay with New Japan, but
yeah, you never know.
He hasn't said anything.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything. So.
And last year we got AJ.
Yeah, and Nakamura
from the same event, Wrestle Kingdom. They poached them.
Yeah.
Poached them both, and so.
Yeah. They had a match. AJ and Nakamura had a match at last year's Wrestle Kingdom, and then the next day, they both were like, "Hey, sorry, we're going to WWE." But I think it would be cool to see that. It's probably not going to happen, but hey, you never know with the WWE.
That's true.
So that's just a total fanboy fantasy entrant thing. So let's call that entrant number 0.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, but yeah, like I said, Samoa Joe. Honestly, I don't know why, but William Regal. I think
interesting. Well, I mean, he is possibly up for Hall of Fame, so it's possible.
So I mean, Sid Vicious made a surprise entrance a few years ago. DDP did, and so I was just trying to think of. I was like, oh, William Regal, he's still involved with the company. He could throw on those tights and jump in there. Why not? And those are the 2 biggest, and I don't know if Shinsuke will or not. That'd be kind of interesting. Even if it's just for the Rumble, he's not coming up to the main roster. It's just for the Rumble type thing.
And I think we'll get a better picture the night before with the Rude Nakamura match to see who wins that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that feud's over, but it would be sweet to see Nakamura come up in the Royal Rumble. I agree.
Yeah, and Kane is
Yeah,
another
Kane.
one. You know, because he hasn't been on TV for a while and he hasn't announced, and so yeah, he's another one. And yeah, I know, you know, it's probably not gonna happen, but Shawn Michaels. I mean, it's in San Antonio and he's still in great shape and all that, and you know, but it's probably not gonna happen. I know it's not okay.
He's going to be there. I mean, he's going to be
Yeah, like
him and Lawler are doing something prior. I mean,
yeah,
him and Lawler are both going to be in the Royal Rumble. We'll just say that.
yeah,
You heard it here first.
Yeah, another fantasy booking that, you know, who knows, may come true is yeah, Lawler and Shawn Michaels for Royal Rumble. But yeah, that's me. You know, I really didn't have a whole lot because it was just hard for me to come up with. But I was just like, you know, I was just like William Regal for whatever reason. I feel like he totally could, and then Samoa Joe.
Cool.
All right, but you.
Mine is based on, and I should have put some cruiserweights in here because I think probably one or two cruiserweights might be in there. I didn't put them on there mostly because this is what I'm thinking. I think Ric Flair is going to be in.
Oh.
Because he pretty much said so. He posted on his Instagram. He posted a picture of him working out.
Yeah.
And he's lifting some pretty decent weights for an old guy like him. And so I think he's going to be a surprise entrant. I think DDP will probably be in it this year, mostly because he's possibly going to be in the Hall of Fame. Same reason that you say Regal. Ty Dillinger and Samoa Joe from NXT. I think they're both going to be in it. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine named Todd, and I was talking to him about the Royal Rumble, getting some kind of thoughts from him. And he's like, man, I really hope Dillinger's in it. And I said, yeah, at number 10. He's like, actually, I hope that he doesn't go at number 10. And I was like, yeah, something like number 11.
Yeah, coming at number 11.
So I thought that was really funny. They have to, in my opinion, get some of the UK guys over. They have to. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate have to be in the Royal Rumble.
That would be awesome.
At
the very least, put Pete Dunne in it.
Yes, and here's another thought. I think that they need to bring Pete Dunne over right now to be a heel in place of Triple H.
Huh.
I think Pete Dunne needs to come over and wrestle for Triple H because I think that would be awesome. And there was some kind of backstage stuff about how Triple H is like, Regal wanted to calm Pete Dunne down, wanted to get rid of him and stuff, and Triple H is like, he made a name for himself. And so with comments like that, it's like, I want Pete Dunne to be kind of what Seth Rollins was, but better than Seth Rollins was, and be that guy that it's like Triple H no longer wrestles after WrestleMania. Pete Dunne comes in, does all of the wrestling for.
Yeah, he could be like Triple H's henchman. Or something.
Like the enforcer or whatever. Yeah. I want to see Pete Dunne on the main roster ASAP.
Me too.
Tyler Bate can wait for a little while. He can be the face of the UK stuff for a while. He's 19 stinking years old.
Yeah.
That dude can wait over there for a while. I like Tyler Bate. I think he's a great wrestler. I also think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. I also think Finn Balor will be in the Royal Rumble. I put that down on my list. And like you, I want to see Omega in the Royal Rumble. You're absolutely right. No word either way has come out. And
I mean, because even when AJ signed it, it was just, you know, it was very hush-hush. We just had heard rumors that he could be meeting with WWE. You know, there was no official word, really, I if I remember correctly. And so...
Yeah, you're right, there wasn't official word. There was kind of just... This year, instead of the rumblings of and it was kind of more positive rumblings as AJ will be in the Rumble, but it was still kind of like it's kind of rumor-esque. Whereas this year, if they get Kenny Omega to come over, like everybody's denying it. Meltzer's denying it. Omega not so much denying it. Mm-hmm. He's kind of speaking, speaking out both sides of his mouth, really. I think that would be huge pop, and if they could have figured out a way to get him and to actually say something like, "Oh, you better watch Royal Rumble to see who shows up."
Yeah, like I was thinking how cool it'd be to be like, you know, like you give him a new entrance theme,
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like they did with AJ. Like, it's one, you don't know what it is. You've never
Mhm.
heard it. And just like how they did with AJ, where you see the words I am, and then phenomenal, that people just lost it.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, you know, you hear it, the Titantron is black, everything's all black, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, you see bullets shoot by. You just, like, and then it, like, pans over, and then the bullet holes are in the shape of the Omega symbol, you know?
That would be cool.
Like, I was just like, something like that would be rad, you know. And then because everybody's like, what's going on? And then it's like, what is it? And then you see the Omega symbol, and then he comes out, and it's just like, wow. I was like, yeah, that would be totally rad. I don't know if I just had like a really vivid like daydream, or if that was something I actually dreamed. I can't remember what it was, because when I daydream, I go hard. Like,
Funny.
I like space out hardcore. But yeah. I think Finn Balor and Samoa Joe for me are almost definites. I feel, but you know, who knows?
Yeah, definitely. I agree. For me, Samoa is a definite. I feel like Ty Dillinger is a definite. But that's me, and so we can't wait. We
Yeah,
cannot wait
I
for the Rumble to
uh,
see the eight people. We don't know who these eight people are going to be.
Yeah,
and so we're probably totally wrong. We should figure out some kind of way to I don't know.
yeah,
I got nothing.
yeah. It's man, I have not been this excited since I started rewatching wrestling. Like through all last year, starting with the because we started watching the pay-per-views
Mm-hmm.
last year for the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Again, is when I signed up for the network, and through all of I was excited for that because it's the Rumble. But like through all of 2016, I was not as excited as I am now about the 2017 Royal Rumble. I'm super stoked for this. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Agreed.
Cannot wait, bro. So, and Jeremy, with that, I'm gonna give you and the listeners, hi Ryan, um, uh, some uh, uh, some things to go home with. I'm gonna give you 5 Royal Rumble matches you absolutely must see. Thought this would be a fun thing to do.
Right
Gonna
on.
close it out. First off, 1997, the birth of 316. This was Austin's first Royal Rumble win. He won 97 and 98. 97's a little better. Definitely go check that out. 2005, Batista won the Royal Rumble. This is the jumping off point to one of my all-time favorite storylines that I'm actually going to be covering in the solo videos that I keep talking about that I'm going to do.
Sweet.
Like I've just been like thoroughly planning out and getting stuff ready and before I make the videos. And so yeah, this is a jumping off point to one of my all-time favorite storylines. One of the best storylines, of the whole modern era. From like 2000 on, it's one of the best. It was really good. This is a Batista last eliminates John Cena to win. They go at it hard, and then Batista won the Royal Rumble. And then we have 1992 Royal Rumble. Ric Flair wins the 1992 Royal Rumble to be named WWE champion. This one's a lot of fun, and it's kind of interesting to see. At the end, Hulk Hogan totally gives Ric Flair an assist to win,
Oh yeah.
which is funny because Flair was a heel at the time, so it's funny that he kind of gives him an assist to win. All right, number 2 is 2001 Royal Rumble. This is Austin's third Royal Rumble win. Totally stacked Royal Rumble. Like probably the second most so after this year's. Like the Brothers of Destruction were in it. They're owning everybody. Rock comes in. Rikishi's in and all this stuff. Like it goes crazy. And then Austin eventually wins it. I think this is like his comeback and from an injury. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think this is the whole hit by the car storyline. I think this is where he came back after that. I think. Can't remember. And then finally, my favorite Royal Rumble match, one of the best ones, is 2010. Edge comes back from like a 7-month long injury or something like that.
From the dead.
Yeah, he essentially came back from the dead. Nobody, everybody thought he was 2 or 3 months away from coming back. He comes back, wins the Royal Rumble, and his reveal, he arrives, he just takes out everybody. It's pretty awesome. But this Royal Rumble match as a whole is just action packed, and it's a lot of fun. Like you got Shawn Michaels in it, you got John Cena in it, you got Batista in it, Chris Jericho, and then of course Edge comes in. Like it's totally stacked. It's never boring. It's my favorite, and it has a great ending, and has like when Edge's music hits, people go nuts, and then when it looks like John Cena's gonna win it, they're like, ah, and then Edge wins it, and they're like, yeah, and so yeah, those are Caleb's 5 Royal Rumble matches to go and watch. They're pretty good. So Jeremy, on a scale of 1 to 10, how psyched are you for the Rumble?
About a 1. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm really stoked. They leaving 8 people off the Royal Rumble, uh, the Royal Rumble matches list, really gets me interested.
Mm-hmm.
We could sit here and talk all day long of people we want to be in there, the reasons why and such. The fact that there's 8 people we have no idea who's going to be is really cool. There's a couple matches that I'm really stoked for, but there's a couple matches like, man, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Either which way, it's going to be great. They're planning WrestleMania, and we can tell what will happen. Probably a little bit closer. We'll tell at Royal Rumble a little bit more what's going to happen at WrestleMania, and so I'm stoked. How about you?
Yeah. 1 out of 10, I'm really stoked. I'm a 10! That's what I was trying to get you to say.
That's fine.
But I was just like, if he doesn't say it, I'm going to say it anyway.
That's fine.
If he still says it, I'm going to say it. 10! I thought it would be funny. 10! Yeah, cannot wait for Sunday to get here, dude. I'm totally excited for it. It'll be a lot of fun. Just can't believe, it's like the most star-studded Royal Rumble ever. Like it's gonna be wicked. I totally cannot wait for it. So yeah, that has been the Go Home podcast for the Go Home shows for the 2017 Royal Rumble. I think it'll be a pretty good one. I really do. And so yeah, that is our thoughts. We will see you guys next week when we discuss the Royal Rumble and see how right or wrong we were.
Yep.
And so yeah, everybody, thanks for stopping in, Ryan. Yep, I'm Caleb.
I'm Jeremy.
See you later.
Peace.